Hi, I did a photo mashup of Breaking Bad called Breaking Horse. It's basically Walter White sitting on a horse like he's riding it, and he has a little riding cap here. So, first of all, I have a bunch of orange cards of people that worked on this with me: Austin Kilgore, Mercedes Morgan, Amy Harvey, Arden Sudik, George Hall, and Jeffrey Sendejas. One second. There are a lot of cards on the table. And I have three blue cards. The first is Feel Smooth, because Walter White feels smooth as he transitions into his kind of more evil character throughout the seasons. I have posterized cards because I actually made a poster of the image that I made. And outside in because I worked with one of my friends that went to NYU with me. That's also a big fan of Breaking Bad. Okay, so I have a bunch of pink cards. First of all, a train. In season 5, there's a train that they steal a bunch of I think it's methylamine from. Dust, because they're out in the desert. It's very dusty. Nervous laughter. When Walter White, he's laughing when he finds out that he doesn't have money to pay, I forget who it was, but anyway, there's one episode where he's laughing a lot, and it's a very scary part in the episode. A secret door for the secret meth lab where they cook the meth. A dream, Walter White's dream of being the best meth cook ever and making a lot of money. A hallucination, because the drugs, I guess, make you hallucinate. Chemistry lab, because they work in a chemistry lab. A magician, because he turns chemicals into a product that does weird things to you. Choreography, because they have to choreograph a lot of the action stunts and basically block out all the movement in the whole show. X-rays for when Walter White gets cancer. Something handmade, which is the meth they actually make by hand in the suburbs, because that's where they live. A collision between a lot of the characters, really, including Walter White and Gus and his wife, etc., etc. A nightmare is Walter White not being able to pay. Or actually, I guess the nightmare would be Walter White being found out as Heisenberg. A fortress, which is where they actually work to make the meth, because there's a lot of security there, and it has to be kept secret. A window, because there are windows in all the buildings. A horse. This is actually what the whole thing is based on, so of course I have to have a horse. He's riding a horse. He's breaking horse. The desert, they're in the desert, and like I said, it's very dusty. Hey! A discovery, the discovery that Walter White is actually Heisenberg was found out kind of in season 5. Spoilers! Sorry. Hopefully you didn't hear that. A false assumption that, hold on.
Take your sweet time.
I'm at 4 minutes. A false assumption that, what's his name, Walter White is going to fail at his job, but he actually succeeds. Diligence in that. Shut up. Shut up. Diligence, because he has to have a lot of diligence in order to make a lot of money. Nuclear war, in the sense that there's a huge turf war between him being Walter White and Tuco. Body horror, there's a lot of gore and blood and lots of gross stuff in this show. Pathological liar, Walter White is constantly, or in the earlier seasons, lying. Shut up! Shut the hell up! I'm closing this window, excuse me. A pathological liar, because Walter White is always lying to his wife about what he does. Betrayal, when Gus kills, I forget his name, one of the assistants with the box cutter knife, because that's one of his workers. Madness, there's a ton of madness in this show. There's really no other way to describe that one. Social change, in that this show was like really one of the first to display kind of like the drug business, and it's a very dark show, and it's kind of one of the first of its kind. Ambition, Walter White's ambition to make a lot of money. A symbol of hope in curing Walt's cancer. An affair, Walt's wife has an affair with her boss. A split personality is in Walter White's transition in the beginning of the first few seasons to what he is now, a much scarier, darker man. Sex and money, because there's sex and money in the show. A quest to be the best meth maker. Pride, because Walter White has a lot of pride. A cliffhanger. When you think Gus is when you think Gus is dead, or when you think he is not dead, but then he actually is. Partnership between Walter White and what's his name, and Jesse. And then we have rejection. Oh my god. Sorry. I have a lot of ice in my mouth. Hey. Sorry guys, I'm almost done. Rejection. God, I forgot what I wrote this for.
They're on the edge of their seat.
I know.
No idea.
I know, it's good. It's very exciting. God, I was just about to think of something. You know what? I'll come back to this. A family, because Walter White has a family. A male gaze, because he's a man and he gazes at people. A turf war between Tuco and Walter White. Service, because buying and selling meth is a service. The start of something great. Making a lot of money and by Walter White's character. A myth, because Heisenberg is a myth, kind of. He's not really a real person. Mind-altering drugs is the meth. A bounty, because they want to catch Walter White. Insubordination, because Jesse stands up to Walter White. And God, this last card.
Look at me, you made it.
I know.
What is it?
I
Let me just
know.
help you.
Rejection.
He hates getting rejected by his wife, but then it doesn't.
Sure.
Yeah.
Fine. I would assume you heard that.